Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it, but on the little sticker there, it says "Holo holo honey." So basically, like, go cruising, honey. That's cute. I like that. Yeah. You know, my Scoots, she went through some paint damage by this old man that lives in my building. That's an angry story for another day. But anyway, he caused so much paint damage that my friend and I, we tried to vinyl wrap my Scootsy. And good Lord, that was hard. We gave up. We gave up trying to vinyl wrap it, you know, being two people that didn't know what they were doing. We tried though. We really did. We put in a good few hours of trying, but it was hard. So, you know, props to the vinyl wrappers out there, because that is not an easy job. So what we decided to do was paint my Scootsy. So we went down to the auto parts store, and we just bought some plasti dip. So we figured, if we make a mistake, we just peel it off. And sadly, there weren't a lot of selections. There were not a lot of selections on colors, and of course the color that I chose, they only had one can. And I was thinking, you know, the Scootsy, she's small, one can will be enough. Oh no, one can is not enough. I think you need a minimum of 2 cans to get good coverage and for longevity when you paint a Scootsy. At least 2 cans. 3 I think would be the best. And of course the color I chose was also popular, that they're always out of stock. And so with the thin layer that I have on her, there are some places where she's starting to peel already. But eventually, you know, I'll get to paint her again. Maybe a different shade of blue. I got a couple of cans at home that are like that, like the color changing color. Does that make sense? But y'all know what I mean, right? Because I don't. Got a couple of cans of that, and I do have a can of clear coat paint, not the peelable kind, but paint. So when she's all repainted and looking oh so beautiful again, we'll put that clear coat on, and she's gonna be solid. Yeah, 'cause I really like my Scootsy. You know, I bought her used off of Facebook Marketplace for like, I think $600. And the guy that sold it to me, he was so nice. And it was a 50cc, you know, little Chinese scooter. Here in Hawaii, the brand, we call it a Pronto, but in the continental US and so a lot of other places, they call it a Tao Tao. Yeah, or a Metro, not the Honda Metro, but just like a Metro. And but basically it's the same Scootsy. And I did waste some money putting in an 80cc big bore kit, because it made no difference. It made no difference compared to stock. When I was at stock, I could hit 40 miles per hour. When I put in the big bore kit of 80cc, I think she hit 45 and struggled to do that. I was able to go up hills a little bit better, but that top speed was just also mediocre. So I sucked it up and spent more money and put in a 100cc big bore kit, because after talking to the guys in the shop and telling them what I needed, that's what they suggested, and that made a difference. Yeah, that made a difference. So top speed I can hit a good 50 miles per hour, depending if I'm riding by myself. And what I mean by riding by myself, like today, I've got Chewy with me. He's in the backpack, so the weight of Chewy, the backpack, my camera gear, his water and snacks, you know, that's adding another possibly 20 pounds of weight. And of course me, since I bought my Scootsy, unfortunately I put on a little bit of weight. So with all that extra weight, you know, my Scootsy, she can't hit that 55 anymore. But I can hit a good, good 50 miles per hour. And on surface traffic like this, people are hitting 50, 55. So I can pretty much keep up with the traffic, and I don't feel scared to ride. Yeah, I feel pretty safe. I feel confident, but not overconfident. Yeah, so I still check myself sometimes.